Hello, I'm Rosemary Nichols McKee from Nichols Garden Nursery in Albany, Oregon. And today we're going to talk about growing, drying, using oregano. It's been said that oregano is the spice of life, the sharp, spicy fragrance that is immediately recognized. This is our Sicilian oregano. It really has a heady, sweet, pungent aroma, but it's not the only oregano that is out there. But if you're thinking of cooking tomato and oregano, make it Italian. Lemon and oregano, make it Greek. Oregano dries beautifully, and unlike many herbs, the aromatics and flavors don't fade but become more concentrated. So this is time to harvest. This oregano has just recently gone into bloom. We're going to cut all of these off and show you what I do when I am drying. And we're going to cut here for just a little oregano. Oops, almost lost that one. So what I do with these when I am drying is I just stuff them into a paper bag. And I cut this off. There's new growth that's beginning down below. Here, let's get some of these little droopy guys over here so we've got a good handful, and you can see the principles of what we're using here. So I take this, here's a handful, I cut the stems off so it isn't too long. These are all going to have to be stuffed into a paper bag, and I take a rubber band. I always use a rubber band when I'm putting together a bundle of herbs to dry, because these stems are going to dry out, and if you're using string or twine, the stems will shrink and your time won't, whereas your rubber bands are going to keep right up with it, and you won't find that they're slipping loose. So this is going to go stuffed right into this bag. You see, I've labeled Sicilian oregano. Anything that falls off is going to be, it'll all fall in the bottom and you'll still be able to use it. Just 3 or 4 bent holes like I'm doing with this mean that they'll dry just a little bit faster. And I have to be a little bit careful sticking this in there, but off we go. Again, we're going to take that rubber band and we'll hang this and let it dry and check back in a couple of weeks. But always recommend one thing. It's just like labeling in the garden. It's too easy to forget. So what do I do with this? This is Sicilian oregano. This is my favorite cooking oregano. It's actually a cross between marjoram and Oregano vulgare. And it just has this great flavor. It doesn't produce seeds. It is one of those unusual sterile crosses and very much worth propagating. It makes it through our winters without a problem. But in some parts of the country, you may want to take a few cuttings in the fall. And if you look at this, we've got some new shoots coming up down below. The other thing that you can do with a plant like this is all a member of the mint family. It's got those characteristic square stems. Is right now, here it is, mid-August, you stick this down close to your soil line, just like this, and you peg it, and you put some, maybe an old hairpin or something that's going to hold it in the ground, and by golly, it's going to send out shoots along the ground, and you'll have new plants. The first thing you'll do is you'll cut it back from the parent plant, and then in 2 or 3 weeks, you'll just leave that little guy there and let it finish growing. So that's one way. And you can take cuttings, you can do that, and you can divide. You can take it from this container and just cut it in half. And that's a good idea when you're growing in containers anyway, because you don't want your roots to become overcrowded. I'm going to go back and cut all these stems off today and dry all the tall stems the long seams. And there'll be new growth that emerges from the base. And thank you. I'm Rosemary Nichols McGee from Nichols Garden Nursery in Albany, Oregon. And you can find us on the web at www.nicholsgardennursery.com. And Sicilian oregano is a plant that we were having introduced several years ago. And I hope you all have the opportunity to grow it. Thank you.